everybody, welcome to Happenz. Oh, we got a nookie. All right, here we are. It's now the Three Musketeers, right? We got Chiro Wonder Kid, Chiro Kidman, and Chiro Man. Kind of makes up Chiro World, which is Chiro Domination. What's that?
Taking
over the world. So today's topic, we got a couple topics, but the first one we're going to talk about, which I think is great that our schools have, which is drug-free zones.
Drug-free zones, absolutely.
Which means what?
Well, you'd think there would be no drugs.
So
right?
So this is kind of what's funny about this.
Not free drugs.
So your kids aren't in school yet, right?
No.
Okay.
Well, kindergarten.
Okay. And you don't have kids, so your kids really aren't in school. You got cats.
Someday.
You got cats.
Cats.
You got cats. So, but
Go to school.
I remember when Blake was in first grade, and we go to the Blair football game, and we went there for the pledge, say no to drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And so
the
DARE program,
pledge.
which Blair dropped because they didn't think it was valuable. But don't get me started on that whole political thing. So, which is a great story, by the way. Yeah, because they dropped it, I think it was valuable. Then the kids were doing pot in 6th and 7th grade, selling drugs in the school system in junior high, but it wasn't valuable, which means, anyway.
Yeah.
So, that's another funny story. Not that the kids were doing drugs, but what I told the school system. So, they didn't like it. But it was funny, so we're at the school system, and this is what they tell Blake. Blake's going, why am I here? And I said, we're here to say no to drugs. And she goes, but I don't take drugs. I said, I know that, but you're here no to drugs. And I said, it's kind of like there's recreational drugs that I try to explain to a 6-year-old mind, and then there's drugs that are prescribed by somebody, and I went, a legalized drug dealer. And I said, so basically, we're wasting our time here because you do neither. So with that in mind, I'll let you guys roll with the drug-free zone. What a massive contradiction that it is. 'Cause how do you tell a kid what's a good drug and a bad drug?
Exactly, and it's posted everywhere. And you see drug-free zones on the schools, on signs, everywhere, all surrounding within hundreds of yards within a school. But then you see these pill-popping drugs pulling up, and these kids are lining up for their daily medication. And those are drugs. Those are killing our kids. It's all these things are not made for kids. They've never been tested, never anything. They're not safe for adults or kids. Why would we continue to put them?
Do you know what I just thought of as you're saying that? And this would be interesting. There's that book out that Drugging Our Youth. Have you seen that new book that's out? That I got it Friday, I think. And I started reading it when I flew down to Texas. Do you know that it's not only against the law, let alone a violation of ethics, that if a child is in a Medicaid with a state assistance program, to give a drug that is off-label, which means a drug that has not been tested for a child, it's against federal law to prescribe a drug off-label for a child in the Medicaid program. Do you know in the last 10 years, that number has gone up already for this 900%. I want that interest rate. Wonder why that is. Wonder why they do that.
I don't know.
Money. What do you think? What do you think? You haven't said a word because we're hogging it. So we'll get
No, that's exactly what it is. I mean, these kids are on these drugs that are supposedly curing or helping them from whatever their issues are, and it's actually slowly tearing down their brain cells, literally, and just altering the way their brain thinks, the brain chemistry and how their body perceives and makes sense of the world.
What's interesting in the same book that I'm reading, which you guys ought to read, homework, is it talks about how when we start these kids out on psychotropic drugs, the manufacturers know, they quoted them saying them in there, and the quotes are in there, how they know it's going to cause them to need more drugs down the road. Mm-hmm. But yet, our government, the geniuses in charge, two biggest oxymorons are, government intelligence. So, continue to say that it's okay. And it's the best way to describe that is BS. So that's PG. So with that, Dr. Matt's got a cool story.
I got a story for you guys. So had a patient came in last week, and he shared with me what happened to a family friend of his. That his wife was in a car accident about 3 years ago, and she was in a lot of pain after the accident and everything. Never saw a chiropractor, I can say that right now. And she went to her medical doctor, and she was given the trifecta of drugs, which we've covered before.
We need to do another one of those.
Yeah. Next couple of weeks we need to put one.
Yeah, we need to put together.
So she started on all these drugs and the pain continued. So they upped the dosage, pain continued. They upped the dosage, pain continued.
Yeah, that's smart, isn't it?
Oh, well, I figure, if this isn't good enough, make more so it covers it up better. So that way she continues. But anyway, don't cover up the symptoms, take care of the cause, self-fixation, you get that.
But I'm not numbing you. So let's just numb the crap out of you just a little bit more. And what the heck? Morons.
Then destroys liver, kid. Anyway.
Hell, that's pathetic.
So after years and years of taking these pain medications, that they had to go to cortisone shots because pain was so bad she had to take cortisone shots and pain pills. And last Wednesday,
Doesn't the allopathetics have an oath though? Doctor, do no harm.
it should be first line.
Okay, I thought so. Anyway,
Last Wednesday she went in and she had a regular cortisone shot,
as opposed to irregular.
and within 30 minutes she was in the hospital paralyzed.
Oh, but it wasn't linked to the cortisone, was it?
No.
No, not at all. Spontaneous disrecovery, is that what
Yeah.
they? What? So, just curious, what did they? What did the whatever the legal drug dealer in charge? What was his rationale?
Oh, I think maybe she had a blood clot or a stroke or.
Oh, that has nothing to do with cortisone either, right?
No. So, and she laid in bed for 3 days. Couldn't feel her legs, couldn't feel her arms, couldn't feel her stomach. And she had small little motions and movement in her arms and hands.
How's she now?
And she's at home, but she's in bed because she has very little motion, any little control. Lost control of her bowels. I mean, this is significant.
How old is she?
53. And she's pain medication, cortisone, hospital.
And this is the exact
progression.
system. Yeah, that we just continue to pay into. System has to change. Has to change now. So with that, you want to close the shift on anything? We have to have a closing thought. Let's hit them together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. You want to close it?
What's the definition of insanity?
Oh, the allopathic model.
There you go.
Doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. The same thing happens, you guys. So this is week number 84 since we missed it in the beginning. So you guys, got anything else? Fired up?
There's the
Ready? See you guys next